Homework has been a voiced issue for many years. There has always been a debate in some way pushing for either more or less homework. Homework is meant to aid in a child's learning process. It is just as it sounds. Work for the student to do while no longer in the instructional setting, but at home so as to review that day's lesson, as well as work through any information the child may have had issues with. During the 1900s, the issue with homework was a never-ending roller coaster of being viewed as negative or positive for children. Prior to the 1940s, the main focus in the classroom was drills, which then switched to problem solving, causing the support for homework to dwindle. But with the Russians' launch of Sputnik in the 1950s, worries started that children were falling behind and that homework would help acquire more knowledge. Once we reached the 1960s, now homework was viewed as a symptom of needless pressure on students. But this idea only lasted 20 years until the release of the oft-cited report, A Nation at Risk, which suggested homework to be a weapon against the poor education system in the U.S. Then, in the 1990s, homework turned into an aid to meet standards as well as a competitiveness to be the leading performer. Many parents complain that their children are getting too much homework today. In elementary school, according to Harris Cooper, homework has little impact on how well students will do in school. Today's society is not a sedentary one. There are many things in which children can become involved in, and homework either becomes one more thing to worry about or gets pushed aside because there is no time. Along with extracurriculars, family time is extremely important, especially for younger children. Kirk Dudley Marling studied the effects that homework had on children in their family environments. Parents know that homework is something that their children have to do every night, and it is expected to be brought home. However, the parents studied did not expect their children to come home with hours of homework each night. Sheila McIsaac states that there were hours of homework in the evening sitting at the kitchen table just doing it over and over and over again. It was quite stressful. The overabundance of homework and little family time led McIsaac to pull her son out of school and homeschool him. The amount of homework assigned each night caused many disturbances in families and less time for families to partake in leisure activities. Bottom line, the ballet classes, the soccer practice, general playtime, homework, it's all important, Cooper says. What's important is that kids lead a balanced life. Who gets to determine how much homework is given within the school systems? Ultimately, the amount of homework designated to students is the teacher's decision, but they use the guidelines of major organizations to help them form their stance on assigning homework. One organization that has a say on the effect of homework is the U.S. Department of Education. The Department of Education believes that homework is essential for academic success and provides many forms of advice as how to help with homework, as well as how much is enough. According to George W. Bush, if you expect your child to be well educated, you have the responsibility of making sure your child gets educated, starting at home, with some basic fundamentals. Another influential group is the NEA, or the National Education Association. The NEA works to promote the best public school to every student. Along with the public school experience, the NEA hopes to fulfill the promise to make sure that each student is prepared to succeed in a diverse and interdependent world. And finally, the PTA, Parent-Teacher Association, is important in the school environment because it gives the parents the ability to voice their opinions and have a say in their child's schooling. This is especially important because the parents are the ones that have to deal with their children and all the homework.
Today, homework is considered to be the norm. Students receive homework all the time and are used to homework and making it part of their everyday routine. Today, students spend 20% of their schooling time doing homework. According to the Balanced View, studies indicate, moreover, that the amount of homework assigned is increasing, with the biggest jump occurring for children 6 to 8 years of age. As a nationwide average, students in elementary school spend between 15 minutes and 2 hours a week doing homework, and students in high school spend between 6 and 7 hours a week doing homework. There are many educators that believe homework is very beneficial for students' learning. Homework can be a key ingredient to helping students gain good study habits. According to the article The Last Word, Ben Benetti says it can help children recognize that learning can occur anywhere, not just at school. These benefits help children become lifelong learners. When students are assigned homework, they are also assigned a responsibility, which helps them learn time management. This can be a way to show students at a young age that responsibility is important and that it will be used lifelong. According to Cooper, homework can give parents an opportunity to see what's going on in school and express positive attitudes towards achievement. Many people say that students watch too much TV and play too many video games, and that homework would be a better replacement. Although homework can be beneficial, there are many people that believe homework is not a good idea and will not benefit students. Cooper says the major complaints that parents have about homework is that too much is assigned and assignments often seem nonsensical without clear goals or connections to learning objectives. Students can easily get very bored doing their homework because they have already been learning the same thing earlier in the day while they were at school. Some people argue that homework can hold students back from after-school activities that can teach them important life lessons that they will use throughout their entire lives. According to Cooper, kids learn important skills from soccer and scouts, music lessons, and sports participation. Parents often see homework as a drain on their own time as well. Some educators think that parents can help their students too much with their homework, and the parents might end up doing the students' work for them instead of just helping them out. Another reason homework isn't good for students is because while their parents are helping them, they might use different ways to figure out the answers and confuse their kids because they might have learned it differently at school. According to the article Down with Homework, homework overwhelms struggling kids and removes joy for higher achievers. This is very true to students. After a long day of school, students get stressed out, and by the time they get home from school, they don't want to do homework and be stressed out at home as well. When students are assigned schoolwork to do at home where they are supposed to have free time, it will just make learning less enjoyable for the students. Homework isn't the solution to having students learn better. There needs to be a new approach instead of assigning students mass loads of homework. Some schools don't have traditional homework. According to Down with Homework, Marta Beatty says she and her colleagues figure that kids work really hard when they're at school. To then say that they're going to have to work more when they get home doesn't seem to honor how much energy they were expending during the day. Not all teachers think that homework is necessary and think that students should decide if they want homework or not. For the future, teachers need to use their best judgment instead of just sticking with the norm of giving students homework. Teachers need to do what is best for the students and not what is easier for them.
We believe homework shouldn't be completely eliminated, but that students should be given time to start during class and complete whatever needs to be finished while at home. That way they have the opportunity to seek help from their teacher with any questions they may have. This will help children understand the material better and help them to succeed in the future.